This ChatGPT content writing tutorial will go deep into how to write email copy and other types of content in a variety of formats for any type of business using ChatGPT or any other chat-based AI writer that you might prefer, as well as my free ChatGPT prompts spreadsheet, which you can access using the first link in the description. It looks like that. It contains all of my favorite ChatGPT prompts that I use the most frequently, and there's also a second tab here with some extra resources that you can access. So just follow the first link in the description and sign up for my email list on the landing page there, and you'll get permanent access to this Google Sheet, which you can copy or bookmark or download and use however you please. And the third resource that we'll be using for part of this tutorial, but not all of it, are some email marketing templates that I've put together. I'm getting ready to start selling these, both on Etsy and on my own website. So if you're interested, just make sure that you're on my email list and you'll be one of the first to know when these templates become available. And if you don't want to buy the templates, don't worry. In this tutorial, we'll also go over how to write emails from scratch using ChatGPT, and I'll even provide a link where you can get some extra free email templates in case you need something to start with right away. If that sounds good, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to pause if you need a moment to visit the landing page linked in the description, and whenever you're ready, let's get started. Now, for the first part of this ChatGPT email content writing tutorial, we're going to use one of the templates that I've already prepared as part of this product to write an initial marketing email and then 2 additional emails that would be delivered a few days apart after that. And I created a blog and YouTube channel in the martial arts/fitness space a while ago, and I haven't had a chance to do much with it, but I'm hoping to have some time for that soon. And so I'm going to use this community newsletter welcome email template along with these ChatGPT prompts to write my welcome email and then 2 follow-up emails that would be delivered later in the sequence. And the emails that I write with this are going to be added as additional assets into the product. So it's starting off with about 15 generic email templates that you can easily customize with ChatGPT. And I'm just going to keep adding more and more into the product. And it's just going to be an inexpensive one-time payment at first, but anyone who buys it will have lifetime access. So as I add more and more resources, it'll increase in value and the price will go up for new buyers. And of course, we're going to be working with ChatGPT today. And here in ChatGPT, you can see that I've already started with what I call an initialization prompt, or I guess you could call it just an intro prompt or a first prompt. And I do this anytime that I'm actually writing copy or content, or basically anytime that I'm writing something that I'm actually going to edit and then treat as my own. I don't do this if I'm just using the chatbot for research or something like that, but when I'm writing something that I want to use, I always start with an initialization prompt like this. And in this case, I used my copywriting voice and tone prompt, which is prompt number 23 in my ChatGPT marketing prompts list. So I just copied this into ChatGPT and customized it by changing the text that's in the square brackets. And ChatGPT replied with understood, which means it's ready to go. Now I'm going to copy the text from my community newsletter welcome email template. And even though the initialization prompt didn't provide ChatGPT with all the information it's going to need for this, I'm going to start with a basic prompt and just see what it gives me and then work from there. So I'm going to say customize the following email template for my fitness, because that's the name of the brand and it has a little bit of information about the brand above, and I'm hoping it'll just invent the rest and I can customize it where needed. So I'll hold shift and hit enter to go to the next line. I could just copy and paste it right there, but I prefer to go down a line, paste that, and hit enter. And that just took a couple of seconds. And now I have 2 subject lines, which are welcome to the MyFitnessFight community and instant access, the nutrition and fitness handbook, both of which are excellent subject lines. And then for the body copy, we have, hey, and welcome to MyFitnessFight. We're pumped to have you here. Your free copy of the Nutrition and Fitness Handbook is ready. Just hit the link below to download it. You'll be able to access it anytime, straight from our secure cloud drive. Insert download link. Over the next few days, I'll send you a handful of practical tools, training tips, and real talk advice for building a leaner, stronger, healthier body without trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. And if you haven't already, join our community right here. We're all about simplifying the fight to stay fit and having each other's backs along the way. The Nutrition and Fitness Handbook is just the beginning. I'll give you a clear, no BS path to start losing weight, building strength, and reclaiming your energy. But let's be real, no one changes their life from one PDF. That's why I'll be following up with more videos, tools, and no-nonsense guidance to help you moving forward. In the meantime, check this out too. It's free to join, and you'll get a surprise bonus that could make your next few steps even easier. That's all for now. I don't believe in throwing everything at you on day one, but if you've got questions or want to share your goals, hit reply. I read every message, and I'll respond with some personal tips to help you make the most of your game plan. Stay sharp, my fitness fight. Win your war within. So that's actually pretty excellent. And obviously, if I end up using this for my brand, I would need to customize it further from there a little bit in order to make sure it's promoting a lead magnet that I actually have and a product that I actually have and real offers, things like that. But that is an excellent template email, which I can now add to this product. So I'll just copy this, and I'm going to clean this up a little bit in the Google Doc and change the formatting a little bit. But for the most part, that's ready to go. And now back in my ChatGPT prompts spreadsheet, I'm going to use the second step prompt from prompt number 24, which is a standard email marketing sequence. And by the way, I have links to video tutorials for a lot of these prompts built right into the document if you need more explanations of how they work. But if I come to this column over here, and just to clarify, a lot of these prompts have second and even third parts to them. It's a prompt chain, not a single prompt. So in this case, with the standard email marketing sequence, there's just 2 steps. And since I've already written an email and customized it to some extent, I'm going to start with step 2. So I'm just going to hit Control-C right here, and then I'll paste this into ChatGPT. And I need to change this to email 2 because we've already written email 1. And I need to say how many CTA links I want it to include. I'll say 2. And so CTA 1 will be link to YouTube video about fitness psychology. And I want it to include 1 version of that because there's just 2. And then I just need to copy this and hold Shift and hit Enter and paste. And then say CTA2 will be link to the fitness and nutrition course bundle and community. So I'm going to have it write 2 alternate headlines for the email so that I can pick the one I like the most. So we'll end up with 2 headlines to choose between and body copy that will work with either of the headlines. And that includes 1 link to each of these CTAs. And I really like headline 1, headline 2 not as much. And this email copy is actually pretty excellent. I would definitely change it a little bit before I would send it to my list, but I think it will make a very good template for people to work with. So I'll add that to the document. All right, I've brought it into the document and I made a few changes already, such as removing the long dash from the title and replacing it with brackets. That's just better headline writing in general. And now for the third email, I can use this exact same prompt again and just customize it a bit. So we'll say for email 3, of course. And this time I'll just have 1 total CTA, which links to the course bundle. And this time I like headline option 2 better, but the email is quite well written again. So I'll take this, and this is looking pretty good. It's working very well. And we've really just used 2 prompts so far. We used the initialization prompt right here, and then we used the second prompt from the standard email marketing sequence. And now for the second part of this ChatGPT email content writing tutorial, I'll show how you can write an email from scratch using one of these prompts and then continue writing emails from that. Probably not going to do 3, but I'll do the initial email and then maybe 1 more, depending on how much time I have. And I'm going to continue writing for my fitness brand, but I'm going to use my hook story offer ChatGPT prompt to write the email. And the hook story offer prompt that I have in here is more designed for social media posts, but it can be modified very easily to use it for email writing. And then I'll probably use the follow-up prompt from one of my email chains. So I'll copy this prompt. And so I'm going to change a brief piece of marketing copy to a marketing email from my fitness fight using this structure, a short, compelling hook that compels people interested in combat sports and fitness to keep reading, an anecdotal and evocative story that demonstrates the quality of the My Fitness Fight community, and a convincing offer related to fitness and nutrition course bundle plus community that ideal customers would have trouble saying no to. And the email I wrote here is actually quite good, but it's not the kind of thing that I would want to use because it's technically a fake customer testimonial. So obviously I wouldn't want to use that. So I'm just going to modify this prompt a little bit. And the easiest way to do that is often to just say, repeat last prompt, but use a story about a real famous person, not a made up customer. And what you could easily do is replace the story with a story from a real customer or from yourself, but I want to see what it will do with this. And it's done an excellent job of writing exactly what I was hoping for. And so it's written an email about Terry Crews, who I didn't realize was over 50, who is in remarkable shape, of course, not just for a man his age, but in general. And it's using his inspirational story and probably some research about him, a quote from him, which I would want to double check is a real quote. But overall, it's an excellent email. And again, you could easily replace the story about Terry Crews with a story about one of your customers or about yourself. So for example, I could change the subject line, what Terry Crews does right about fitness at 50 plus. I could change this to what I started doing right at age 35 that helped me lose 60 pounds in 2 years. That's a very similar type of headline, but it's about something that I actually accomplished, which will resonate with a lot of men who, like me, were very fit in their 20s and then got out of shape later in life. And then if I was to customize this for myself, it actually wouldn't be that difficult. I wouldn't even need to change that much. I could even keep the part about Terry Crews and still talk about him as an inspirational figure without making the entire email necessarily about him. But I'm definitely going to add this one to the product. And I'll use the follow-up prompt from my soap opera sequence prompt chain because it's a little bit simpler. I'll say, write 2 alternate headlines for email 2, followed by body copy that works with all headlines. Use another hook story offer with another famous athlete as inspiration. And it would be great if I could spell inspiration correctly. This one looks all right, but I think LeBron James is in his 40s now. I don't really follow basketball at all, but I think I remember hearing somewhere that he's in his 40s because someone was talking about how it's very impressive that such a competitive athlete is still competing in his 40s. But I don't know much about LeBron, so I think I'll give it a specific prompt and ask it to use an MMA fighter because that's more relevant to my brand, and that's really the only sport that I've ever followed in any significant way. So we'll say, repeat last prompt, but use a famous MMA fighter as the inspirational figure. We got 2 headlines. What Georges St. Pierre can teach you about staying in shape for life, and GSP's method, train smart, stay ready, live strong. I like the first one a bit better, although neither of those headlines are great, to be honest. GSP is, of course, an excellent option, very inspirational athlete, and very well known in the world of mixed martial arts. So I'll definitely add this one as well, but I think I'm going to have it try again on the headlines because I don't like those headlines very much. And I'll have to fact check the one about LeBron James if I want to use it, because I really don't know that much about basketball or basketball players. Now you've seen how to write an email with ChatGPT from a template, as well as how to write an email with ChatGPT from scratch using my ChatGPT marketing prompt, and how to write further emails that can be used as a sequence or as standalone newsletters. Remember to use the first link in the description, visit my landing page, and sign up for my ChatGPT marketing prompts list, which you can get for free just for getting on my email list. And remember, I am going to be launching an email marketing templates and ChatGPT training product soon. And if you're on my email list, then you will be the first to know about that. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Share this video with anyone you know who would find it helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon.